Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, today I just figured I would do a bump date. Love saying that. And this will be, and I have like a thing to keep track of my symptoms and stuff. So hopefully there's not a lot of ums in this video. But we are doing weeks 8 through 11. So at our 8-week mark, we went to our doctors and actually got our first ultrasound. It was like the most amazing, one of the most amazing moments in my life. It was just so surreal, and it made the experience real. I know I just said surreal, but it was like surreal and real at the same time. I was like, yes, there is a baby in me. Wow, that's crazy, there's a baby in me. But it was really cute. It looked like a little, I don't like to say it, we actually gave it a nickname, Little Pickle. Little Pickle looked like a little gummy bear at 8 weeks. The doctor was like, oh, you know, I don't want you to freak out if we can't find the baby right away. And then it was like, boom, right there. And she's like, oh, well, there it is. And she's like, this is the best view we've gotten or ever get. They're normally not right there. So that was really cool. Tom and I were like, yes, we have a cooperative baby already. Even though it was just like luck. But we were watching, and she was kind of, you know, doing the typical telling us what this was and that was, which you could definitely tell, like, you could see the head, little nubs for arms and little nubs for legs. Like, that was all crystal clear, but she was just kind of telling us, like, the amniotic sac and then the yolk sac, and then just kind of describing what other stuff was in the picture, which was pretty cool. But while we were all watching, and like me and Tom, of course, were like, oh, the baby, like, all of a sudden just jumped up, like it was on its side and just jumped up, and it was like, and it did like this little gummy bear dance. It was so cool, and we all just started laughing, and then Little Pickle just nestled right back down and went to sleep, and it was so cool. And I really wasn't expecting it to be that way. I thought everyone kind of tells you, oh, it doesn't even look like a baby at first, but it legit looked like a little tiny baby. And Pickle measured at 2 centimeters or 1.9, and I just add that centimeter or 1/10 of a centimeter in there. And the doctor said everything looked good, and then of course we got to see the heartbeat. We didn't listen to it, but we got to see it, and she said it looked great. So everything checked out there, which is amazing. And that was actually our first appointment with our midwife at our birth center. Before that, for our very first appointment, we went to my OB, which I think it may have just been the fact that, you know, the OB I have, like, she was very friendly, but everything was so, you could tell they're so numb to the process now, whereas at the birth center, I felt like my midwife was so excited, and she was like laughing and smiling with us with the ultrasound, and she was just like, congratulations. Like, it was just such a warm and fun experience. I will never forget it, and I am so excited for our next one, which is actually supposed to be at 12 weeks, which would be next week, but because of schedule stuff, it'll be week 13, which is fine. And then that's when they use the Doppler to like hear the heartbeat. But so that was like the major thing as far as baby is concerned through the past couple of weeks. I am finally kind of getting a little bump, which I'll show you guys at the end of the video. Before, I could just tell it was just like bloat, you know, like gas and water weight, and now it definitely kind of is changing form of like just a little pregnant belly. I mean, if you don't know I'm pregnant, you probably just think I have a beer gut. But we know, so it's a little baby bump. My pregnancy app said that my uterus had moved up in that week, so instead of being really low down in your abdominal region, it kind of moves up slightly because it's growing so much. So that kind of explains why the bump's there. The app I use is actually called OVIA. I guess that's how you pronounce it. It is OVIA. And I love this app. I've tried a couple others, and they just, I don't know, they didn't keep me interested. But this one I love. It gives me updates throughout the day. So today is my 11 weeks and 4 days, and it says that by now Little Pickle's kidneys may be functioning, helping him or her filter his blood to keep him healthy. So, And then it also just gives you like little pregnancy recipes, which, I mean, since I'm vegan, most of them I can't, but I can veganize them and just take out the meat or use my ingredients. And then it says, like, you know, it talks about sex, it talks about your relationships, how they could change, it talks about tests on the babies. It just gives you so much information that none of the other apps did. They were very vague and I felt they were all the same. So I highly suggest, I'm not sponsored in any way, but like I said, OVIA pregnancy app. And that's another thing too. Obviously at our ultrasound we found out our due date, which is April 25th, which is so crazy. Not only because that's 3 days after my birthday, but the fact I have been telling people, like, from how I've calculated it, you know, this is me talking to other people, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be due around April 25th. And sure enough, she was like, okay, well, your baby's measuring it when we went in 8 weeks, 2 days, and your estimated due date is April 25th. And I was like, boom, yes. So, I mean, he or she could be born in May, who knows, but I just thought that was cool. Okay, let's just move on to symptoms. Oh, and by the way, at first I did not know, I had no clue if it was a boy or girl, but I've been getting a big boy vibe for whatever reason. And my husband at first thought it was a girl, and now he said he's neutral. And that was before I told him I felt like it was a boy. But all my friends think it's a boy, and just everyone who talks to me, a few people think it's a girl. But so that'll be really fun to see. We find that out in December. Let's get on to symptoms so I don't make this video like 20 minutes long, because who wants to watch that? Oh, and I also bought another thing. I bought my first pair of maternity pants and a maternity shirt for Halloween. Maybe I'll show you guys that too at the end of the video. But luckily my sister just went through like a whole pregnancy, so she just gave me a crap ton, in a good way, of some pants and shirts. So that was very helpful, because then I don't have to go buy it and we can just, you know, hand-me-down maternity clothes, yeah. But so that was also, oh, and last time I gave you an update, I was on diclegis and then I had ran out and my insurance wouldn't cover it, so I had to do Unisom and B6, which they say is the same thing. And no, it did not affect me the same. It was like 4 days without the diclegis and I was just crying. No, I wasn't crying, but I was laying on my recliner. Luckily, again, sister came to help me. Her doctor had given her a couple bottles of diclegis for sampling for free, and she didn't use them. So I was like, yes, give me those so I can actually function and do things. And thank God I actually just ran out of those yesterday, but I am approaching the 12-week mark and I have been feeling a lot better. So they say about 12 weeks is usually when you're in the clear, because your amniotic sac takes over for the hormones and your body isn't supporting the baby 100%. Well, you know it is, but you get it. The hormones aren't as crazy, so normally that, like, everything calms down a little. So, and I think that will be me. That was my mom, that was my sister's experience, and that's kind of how I've been feeling as well. So, yes. Okay, like I said, let's get on to symptoms. So, week 8 and 9 were very similar for me. I was very dizzy and lightheaded. If you see me looking down, I'm just looking at the list. And anytime I'd get up, I would have just a complete head rush. I'd have to sit back down and I would get a throbbing headache for about a couple minutes. And it was almost like that every time I got up. No matter if I ate a lot or drank a lot, it didn't matter. And I have and continue to still have indigestion. So that normally hits me at night or when I'm sleeping, and it just feels like something's right there. And it doesn't matter what I eat. Like, I could eat something really clean or healthy. It's just like the same time every night, kind of wake up. All I have to do is really just grab a glass of water and go back to sleep, which was another thing that diclegis really helped me to sleep through all of that. But so far, so good. Knock on wood. Next one was, I was so tired. I was so unbelievably tired. I could take 2-hour naps each day and still be ready to go to bed at 9:30 or 10 o'clock, which is crazy for me. I'm usually up to at least 11, 11:30 and up at about 8 naturally. But no. No. I just could sleep all the time and had no motivation whatsoever to do anything. And normally with me, I prefer to be doing something, and I prefer to get out, and I get very stir crazy if I'm in the house, but not then. Holy crud. Like, housework was piling up and that was making it worse. And about the end of week 9 or beginning of week 10 is when I finally kind of started to get some energy back and just motivation. Every now and then I still have a day where I'm just pooped, and so my nails are growing like crazy. My hair, I don't know. I mean, I have long hair as it is, so who knows if it's growing like crazy, I don't know. But my skin, oh my goodness, my skin has gone through a number. Yeah, the skin without makeup is just red and splotchy, and we're working on it. It's okay though. I'll forgive you, little pickle. My food aversions normally will pick up at night around 9 o'clock. I'll just start to think food's gross. Now the past couple of nights that hasn't been, yes, thank you. That hasn't been my experience. But for all those weeks, that's what it was. It was like gross. I couldn't go in my kitchen. I couldn't smell food. The best way I could describe it to people is seeing like a dead, rotting animal and someone eating it. That's how I felt, even though that wasn't even closely related. Do you get what I'm saying? That's how grossed out I was. I get gas pains at night. Really no position I get in helps. And that's about it, you guys. So I will go ahead and show you my little pickle bump. Yeah, so this is just regular. It's very slight, I mean, but you can tell like right there. And when I eat, oh, you're gonna see what I do to my pants. My pants have just, you know, slightly tight down here, so I just put like it to where it's looser. But when I eat, it's like a whole nother level of food, baby. But I also feel like my belly's getting kind of hairy, which is grossing me out, but whatever. But that is little pickle. I hope you guys enjoyed this update. Thank you guys so much for your support. I'm just so excited to have you guys along on this journey with me. If you have any questions, please leave them in the down bar below. And I can't wait to talk to you in my next video. Peace out. Bye. Hits me like I'm just like, I love you, little pickle. I almost forgot to show you guys, which I had them in the wash to be washed, but the shirt I bought, I just got this at a maternity place here, but it says, we are adding, we're adding, I just realized, this is like a misprint, and I didn't even catch it. Because it says we're adding, oh, I'm really, pregnancy brain, I didn't mention that. A lot of things you just get really ditzy, which is embarrassing. It says we're adding a, and then adds the pumpkin to our patch. So we're adding a pumpkin to our patch. I thought it was really cute. And it's in an extra small, because obviously I very hardly have a bump. And it was really fun going to the maternity shop because I didn't realize. I went with my friend and she's like, oh, you can try the fake bumps on. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, they have bumps. And so I like put a big bump on to see what I'd look like. So that was fun. And then I got these on sale. They're like skinny jeans with like, they go all the way up your belly. And they were so comfortable. But I got these at H&M on sale for $20. And they're stretchy. And I just love skinny jeans in general. And the band definitely can grow a little with me, and it was just, I was like, dang, I could wear these even when I'm not pregnant. They're comfortable, not having that kind of just feeling of tightness down on your hips, but instead like just a blanket kind of. So that was it. All right, I guess I will see you guys in my next video. Speaking of pregnancy brain, one symptom I forgot to mention, which I mentioned in my first one, I'm pretty sure, but I'm still getting short of breath if you can't tell. I feel like I need to go get in shape.